Good morning, party people. Welcome to The Breakdown with Nath and Johnny, where we're going to check out a band from our home country of Australia that you've probably never listened to, but we have listened to a bunch.
We're checking out GRINSPOON and their return single with Unknown Pretenders.
GRINSPOON are an iconic rock band from Australia.
It's their first new music in 12 years.
Wow, has it been that long? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, which is pretty wild. So I'm excited for this. We were just talking, Johnny's saying he's been on a bit of a nostalgic binge through old Aussie music. I have a playlist for that. It's called An Error. Yeah, because I did this about a year and a half ago, and I started listening to like The Living End and GRINSPOON and Jebediah and Gyroscope and like Silverchair. There's so much good stuff on there, and so I made a playlist that has a bunch of this stuff on it.
That's
and
great.
It is a really good time. I'm excited to hear this. I hope it is what I want it to be.
Rockin'.
Yeah, but even then, they're like Chemical Heart, their softer, not so rock and stuff was done so well. I just
Phil
hope
Jamieson has... Yeah, I get it, but I loved their riff days because they had some fantastic riffs.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, Phil Jamieson was never... When I listened to GRINSPOON, Phil Jamieson was never someone who I was like listening to the albums going, this guy's a fantastic fucking vocalist.
But now you're growing up and you realise that
Well, I've always thought he's a great vocalist and sounds awesome. But it wasn't until I saw him do his solo acoustic show with Scott Russo from Unwritten Law, years back. And hearing him do a lot of GRINSPOON songs completely stripped back and just him, an acoustic guitar and a microphone, I was just like, wow, this dude is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great vocalist, great band. Go and do a deep dive. Speaking of nostalgia, my Sunday morning album that I was playing my limited edition vinyl on my vinyl player was Silverchair Neon Ballroom.
Good choice.
What an album.
Yeah, phenomenal album.
Such a great album. So
What's your speaker setup?
At the moment, I've just got a soundbar because I've only just got the vinyl player. So I need to get a proper, thing set up. What about you? Do you have a...
I've got, because I worked with JBL for so long, I have everything, but I want to get wide-in speakers for it because I just use Bluetooth speakers at the moment and I want to redo the setup.
Okay.
That's something I'm looking at the moment because I've got it in a spot that also it's like a little bit cramped and my record collection is fast growing and I'm running out of space. Like my storage is full at the moment, so I need a new storage system. And I was like, maybe I'll get a whole new setup elsewhere and then get built-in speakers with it.
You should go and check out. I don't know if you have. Have you ever heard of Henry Rollins' setup in his house and what he does?
Yeah, incredible. And he sits and just listens to an album every day.
Yeah.
So good.
So great. There's some homework for you. Check that out if you're really serious about listening to music. It's fucking wild, his stereo system and his setup.
3, 2, 1.
Let's fucking go!
Even the production's nostalgic.
It's definitely a more classic production, isn't it?
I don't love the production on his vocals in the verses. It sounds
Like with
great in the
the-
chorus. A bit of an echoey.
Yeah, like almost like a lo-fi sort of thing.
It's not having the impact that I think the song could have with different production.
we'll talk about it again at the end, but I think the song could have a much bigger impact if they had gone for a more modern production.
Yes, I'm saying.
Because it's kind of like they've gone backwards in their production to earlier days. It's a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
But they were always quite a big sounding rock band.
Yeah. Like that riff.
Yeah, same. It reminds me of someone. Short and sweet.
Yeah, it was quite short and sweet.
Yeah, it's a very short song.
I liked the song.
Yeah.
I liked the songwriting. I liked the riffs. I think the production left me wanting more. I think live that song will stand out more.
Yep.
I hated his hat. He's a cool dude. Like, he had a real rock star vibe to him, and that was a dorky hat.
I also remember back in the day when they were starting to gain popularity around the time of Dead Cat and Just Ace, and the Just Ace film clip was one of the things that really catapulted them to the top of Australian music because...
Catapulted?
Nice.
Thank you.
Because he had like the eyeliner and the nail polish, and he was quite a thin, feminine in his movements and stuff like that. It was very sort of, I guess, like Led Zeppelin, Jagger-esque, but he didn't look necessarily like a rock star. And he was very comfortable with who he was, and it copped him a bit of flack just from, because they come from a crowd that's like, Aussies, bogan rock stars, like bogan rockers, you know what I mean? Like, we just want to hang on the beach, drink beer and listen to rock and roll. So it was kind of a good way to be themselves and push them out there. But
I always liked that about them.
Yeah, for sure. But I agree with you. I think that coming back after so long, there's not necessarily a need to go backwards in terms of production. I get what they're going for.
Yeah.
But you could have come back and sounded like a Foo Fighters or a Nickelback.
I'm really glad you said Foo Fighters, because they're a band that...
They share similarities.
They share similarities, but obviously they never got the same level of success that Foo Fighters did, but they wrote great songs. It's just so wild to me being like, why would you go with... What's the choice to go back to that tone after 12 years and that production when that song could have had a real heavy kick? Because I think it will sound heavier live.
For sure.
And I don't necessarily need them to be like metal.
I think they would do that,
No, it was just like good rock and roll, and I think that, I don't know, that just left me wanting a little more oomph. I think the song lacked oomph.
Especially when you have riffs like that, the single note, like top string, classic big rock and roll driving riffs.
And he has a great voice. Even that, like...
He does, yeah.
The as I said, the verses, just having it with that sort of lo-fi, slightly echoed thing, it didn't necessarily add to it for me. It took away from his great voice. Because when he kicked into the chorus, you hear it and you're like, oh, there it is. It picks up a little bit, but still never got to quite that point.
Yeah, he has a great voice. I love he's got a very individual sound, and I really love it. I'm super glad they're back. That might not be everyone's cup of tea. We check out a lot of, everything from Brand of Sacrifice to Sleep Token on this channel. Huge production, vastly different bands, but, we like to check out bands that are different. for the channel, and obviously a band that's very special to us as Australians.
If this is your first time hearing them and you want to check out some more, as I said, I've got a playlist on my Spotify called An Error. Spotify link is down below if you want to check that out, or just go search them on Spotify if you want to see their stuff, their top songs, because they've got some absolute bangers.
They do.
I'm still excited to hear what they do next and to hear
sure.
if it goes in the same tone, because I think if the next song is of that tone, I probably won't check out an album.
Ooh.
I think that's enough to make me like, oh, I'm actually not that interested in it, because I want new music from them. I don't want the older sound, because the older sound's good for those songs, because that's when you heard it. Now, I don't think it'll hold up as well for me.
But at the same time, you'd want to check them out live.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're great live.
Fantastic
and
live.
he's fantastic live.
Yeah.
But then you won't know the new songs.
Don't worry about it.
No. I'll spend zero time worrying about
Great.
it. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and we'll see you later.